Meanwhile, back in Seoul, Woo-bin was painting in his art studio when Sonjin's father walked in. Woo-bin stood to greet him, but Sonjin's father ignored the greeting and got straight to the point. He told Woo-bin that he had done everything in his power to separate him from Sonjin because he considered him a bad influence, but it seemed Woo-bin was too stubborn to let his son go. Unfazed, Woo-bin told him to get to the point or leave, as he was interrupting his work. Sonjin's father stepped closer and demanded to know where Sonjin was, stating that he had not shown up to his wedding and no one knew where he had gone. Since he knew that Woo-bin and Sonjin were close, he was certain Woo-bin knew his whereabouts. Woo-bin laughed and pointed out the irony of insulting him and then demanding help. Losing his temper, Sonjin's father warned him that he had 10 hours to reveal Sonjin's location, or he would ensure that his crappy studio no longer existed. Woo-bin, unfazed, looked him straight in the eyes and told him that he was not Sonjin and could not be threatened easily. He confirmed that he did in fact know where Sonjin was, but had no intention of telling him. He then coldly suggested that Sonjin's father could burn in hell with his threats. Furious, Sonjin's father warned him that he was playing with fire before storming out. Moments later, Woo-bin received a call from Sonjin, who told him that he was on his way back to Seoul with Minsu. Concerned, Woo-bin warned him that it was not safe, especially with everyone searching for him. He pointed out that Minsu could be labeled a homewrecker. Sonjin dismissed his concerns, saying he was done running and was ready to face everyone. He was determined to marry Minsu, regardless of who opposed it. When Woo-bin asked about Tech Bloom, Sonjin simply stated that he no longer cared about it. Later that day, Sonjin arrived at Seoul University with Minsu. Holding her hand, he thanked her for agreeing to come back with him. She smiled and told him that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. As they embraced, students who recognized Sonjin began murmuring, gossiping about how he had left Kim at the altar and was now with Minsu. Concerned, Minsu hesitated, but Sonjin told her to ignore them. He reminded her that only they truly understood their feelings for each other. Carrying her bag, he offered to take her back to her room, and they walked away as students continued to whisper and take pictures. Later, Sonjin arrived at his house and was surprised to find Woo-bin already there. When he asked how he had gotten in, Woo-bin casually replied that the butler had let him in. He then praised Sonjin for finally being a man and going after what he wanted. Sonjin sat down and asked what he wanted. Woo-bin expressed concern about the challenges ahead, warning that Kim's powerful family could retaliate and destroy Tech Bloom. Sonjin dismissed the concern, reiterating that he didn't care about Tech Bloom. Woo-bin reminded him that Minsu could be in danger, as powerful people had no problem eliminating obstacles to get what they wanted. Sonjin, growing jealous, asked why Woo-bin was so concerned about Minsu. Woo-bin clarified that she was his friend, and he was simply worried. Looking him in the eyes, Sonjin warned him to back off, claiming Minsu as his. Laughing, Woo-bin told him to stop being silly and insisted that he was serious about Minsu's safety. Woo-bin then handed Sonjin a file, explaining that returning to his family's company was the only way to protect Minsu. Touched, Sonjin stood up and hugged him, expressing deep gratitude. Woo-bin smiled and reminded him that they were brothers, and that's what brothers do. Woo-bin tapped Sonjin on the shoulder and told him he should buy him a drink. Sonjin smiled happily, saying he deserved more than just a drink. He told Woo-bin to wait for him while he went to get ready, promising to treat him instead. He then walked away, leaving Woo-bin standing there, happy to see his friend in good spirits and relieved that Sonjin could finally be with the woman he loved.